Hi, hello YouTube, it's me. If you are currently subscribed to my channel, thank you for hanging out and waiting for me, even though I definitely abandoned you. If you're new here, my name's Josh, and I've been on YouTube since 2011, and here I am making a video in 2023. So some of you may have been with me for a while, and I'm talking a long while. Like I said, I started my channel in 2011, which was 12 years ago. So I was 22 at the time when I started my channel. It's actually almost 12 years to the day. I started in January 2011, and it's January 2023. I was a young 22. I will be turning 34 this year in 6 months from now. So I'm 33. I'm still 33 for now. So when I started my YouTube channel, for me, YouTube was an outlet to really just share my passions and excitement for something. So when I was starting my beauty career, working in beauty retail and sales, it was very hard to connect to people. The internet was much smaller. We had YouTube. YouTube was really just starting. Instagram was not a thing. You certainly had Facebook, so there were beauty groups on there, but I started YouTube because I could talk about mascara and foundation for hours, and it felt like a place where I could meet people who were just as excited to talk about it, where people in my day-to-day life, they did not have the stamina to deal with me. And here we are 12 years later, and guess what? I'm back because I have passions and things that excite me that I want to talk about with you again. I should probably catch you up on maybe how you found me, where I'm at now in my life, and where I think things are going. So when you found me, you probably found me on YouTube talking about makeup, skincare, ingredients in products, sunscreen. You probably found me talking about products from Hourglass. I worked for them when I started beauty. Whether that was ambient lighting powder, immaculate foundation. You might have met me talking about acne. I did a lot of videos and kind of my journey with breakouts and having acne prone skin. Funnily enough, here I am 12 years later coming back to you with an active breakout. Surprise, surprise, it was not here until this morning, I swear. You may have met me just being young and naive and posting random content online, because that's what you do when you're in your early 20s. You do things just because. But since then, a lot has changed. I think the whole world has experienced so much change in the last 3 years, especially, but let's be real. When I was posting on YouTube consistently, I would say it was from 2011 to probably 2014 or 15, and then I had some sporadic years, 16, 17. Where am I today? So you might have met me on YouTube when I was living in Washington, DC or in New York, and I'm actually now coming to you live from Canberra, Australia, which sounds so random, but I lived in New York for 7 years, from 2013 to 2020, and during that time I actually met my husband, Chris, who is Australian, so he was working at the consulate in New York and now works here in Canberra. Most of you probably have no idea what Canberra is, and like an American, or myself, like any American, if you say Canberra, I'm like, is it like a suburb in Sydney or something? It is not. We're about 3 hours from Sydney. It's the Washington, DC of Australia. That's just how I explain it to everyone. It's where all of our government agencies are. It's the capital of Australia. No, the capital of Australia is not Melbourne. It's not Sydney. It's not Brisbane. It's not Bondi. It is Canberra. So, yeah, I'm out here in Canberra, which has been an experience learning to live in a culture that has so much in common with American culture, but also not. I feel like the UK, Australia, and America and Canada, let's throw them in there, and there's probably a couple other countries that are so similar, but there's intricacies and little things that are just so different at the same time. Speaking of Chris, yes, we've been together for almost 9 years. April will be 9 years together and our 6-year anniversary of being married. 6 years sounds insane to say out loud, but we're married, we did it, we're still together, neither of us hate each other, so there's that. Over the last few years, since I've not been as active on YouTube, my career in beauty has been able to really blossom living in New York City, which is kind of like the hub of the beauty industry. I get to work for brands like Sunday Riley, Hourglass, Kira Weiss, and I now work for Kosas, which I think if you're on the internet, you definitely know of them. I work with all of our international retailers, so I do everything on the wholesale side. So I work with buyers and brand marketers and social teams and PR agencies and kind of do a little bit of everything. So no day is really the same. Some days I'm doing a virtual training, some days I'm traveling and looking at displays and designing gondolas for stores. Some days I am glued to my computer screen all day and living in Excel or Google Sheets. So it's fun. I love it. I love working in beauty, and where I'm at now in my career is very different than where I was when I started, standing on a shop floor 5 days a week to what I do now. Hobby-wise, I've had some hobbies and things that have popped up. I have fell in love, and you can probably tell behind me, with plants. I think a lot of the world fell in love with plants over the pandemic because we were in our homes so much that we wanted to make our homes really feel like an oasis. So I think my love for plants has gone beyond decorative, where I am looking at different root types, propagating, doing everything, styling them in my house, helping my friends figure out what type of plants, what type of humidity they have in their house, what direction of window they have. So I feel like I have so much passion bursting out of me for plant care. I actually just got up my first tattoo, which is a syngonium leaf. I feel like I'm not showing you at the right angle. So yes, I want to talk about some plant stuff with you. So if you're a big fan of plants, leave it in the comments below. You can probably see some of my planty content. I've been uploading shorts in preparation for my return, but a lot of that is over on TikTok. I've got even more over there. Outside of plants, my pugs. I have 2 pugs, Jeffrey and Charlie. If you're with me on Instagram, it's like my other social media plug. I'm like TikTok, Instagram. Jeffrey and Charlie are my 2 pugs. They're amazing at daycare today. Jeffrey will be 8 this year. Charlie will be 2 in just a few weeks, like 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, love them, love living with them. They can eat you out of house and home, but they wouldn't have it any other way. And then learning, I feel like I've learned so much over the last few years, but one thing I've learned, I guess, really over the last 2 years, I've been studying with Formula Botanica in the UK to deepen my knowledge of cosmetics. I've had a very entry-level understanding of formulas and how products are made, where now I feel like I've got a much deeper grasp on how formulas come to be. What makes an emulsion, what makes something biphase, how do you formulate oil and water, water and oil. So I've studied with Formula Botanica. They're an online school in the UK that focuses on organic and natural formulation. I've completed their diploma of organic skincare formulation, my certificate in cosmetic stability testing, and natural preservation methods. So I'm hoping to continue to develop and understand formulas even more on kind of the flip side. I'd love to study with the Institute of Personal Care Science here in Australia, just to get even more knowledge and better understanding of formulas. So what's amazing, I think, about that is I look at products so differently, having this kind of back-end understanding now. And if you go into my bathroom right now, you're not gonna find a lot of branded bottles. It's really a lot of formulas that I've made, whether it's something like a cleansing balm, an exfoliating mask, a facial mist, an essence, a serum, a toner, a face oil. I'm making a lot of that stuff myself now because I'm really able to custom pick exactly what I want versus buying something on a shelf that's been designed to how many units can we sell to ensure we can meet our minimum order quantities. What can you expect from me now? Let's be real. So I want to make videos. I want to make videos regularly. So I think for me, the biggest change that you're probably noticing here on my channel, beyond my age, let's be fair, is the change in my username. So it's gone from JoshCollier MUA to TheJoshCollier, and the reason being is makeup artist was very fine focused of doing makeup, talking about makeup, and I have to be real, I don't feel like if someone asks me what my top 5 passions are, I don't want to be a pro makeup artist. So I wanted my channel to feel like I could talk about beauty and talk about makeup and come on and do a tutorial of my everyday makeup routine, but that's not my sole focus. So I wanted to leave it open. So I felt like TheJoshCollier, which I would have just picked JoshCollier if I could have, but it wasn't available. So I'm not pretentious. It's just what I had to pick. Left me nice and wide open. It's what I wanted to talk about. So I'm hoping, video-wise, you can get some videos from me on beauty, formulation, plants. I want to do a ton of videos on plants. So I'll feel out if you're interested in joining me on that, but that may be something I have to branch off into another channel. I don't want to, I want to just keep the one. My goal is to upload 1 video a week, so hold me to it, make sure I'm here. I'd love to say it could be more in the future. It might have to be less depending on what my workflow and my life looks like. I'm super real about that, but yeah, if you want to see certain things in particular, leave me in the comments below what you want to see. So as I've mentioned, you can find me on all of the social channels that really matter for the most part. So TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I don't use Twitter very much, but I have it all at TheJoshCollier. Yeah, feel free to give me a follow in there. TikTok is where I've been posting a lot of my plant content. I want to get more back into beauty stuff on Instagram, but right now it's all very planty because it's just fun. Anyway, YouTube, I hope you've enjoyed this. I cannot wait to connect with you more, and I will see you next week in my next video. Bye.